are the Vermont PyroBoys.
And this is the Vermont Celebration! Wow! Cheers!
Mmm.
Yeah! Woo! So watch some fireworks.
Hey everybody, and welcome to a very special Vermont Pyro Boys. If you guys have been watching the channel for any period of time, then you've probably heard me talk about how much I love living here in the state of Vermont. It's a wonderful place, and here in Vermont, today is a special day. It's a state holiday when we commemorate the Battle of Bennington. The Battle of Bennington happened on August 16th, 1777. A group of British was trying to sneak into Bennington, Vermont through New York to steal horses and supplies. And they were routed by a group of the colonist soldiers, including none other than Ethan Allen and the Green Mountain Boys. And they were overtaken. The colonists saved the provisions and the horses. It was a major victory at a time when the colonists needed that morale boost, and as a matter of fact, the British were defeated so badly that they lost some of their Iroquois allies as well. And I wanted to celebrate by doing a small fireworks show for you guys. So we're going to do a show with all of this stuff. And as you can see behind me, there's a lot of things here. I'm going to be firing it using my P12. I've already got a rough idea in my head, but you'll notice that everything behind me is a product from Superior Fireworks, whether it's SFX Showline or the Great American Fireworks Company. So, in addition to being fantastic products, because I've chosen to only use Great American Fireworks, we're going to get on the Superior website, and I'm going to bring you with me while we put some of this stuff into their show builder option that they have on their website. You guys can use it with Superior products as well. And we're going to look at a 3D model of what part of the show would look like. Ready, everybody? Here we go. All right, Pyro, so here we are looking at the Superior Fireworks website. I've just got my camera on my tripod pointing at the screen, so hopefully it comes out well. But if we scroll down all the way to the bottom, we can get to resources. Here we are, and here is the show builder link, which will take us right to the show builder. See your favorite fireworks like never before with the latest 3D visualization technology. Watch the effects from any angle and build your show to see exactly how it looks. So that is what we're going to do, at least for the beginning, but I will show you what to do. Let's start right at the beginning. So I'm going to start with a couple of 200-gram cakes. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with a Statue of Liberty. So, Statue of Liberty, we type it into the search, it comes right up. Because I have a rough draft drawn already, we can add it right to the show, or we could preview what it's going to look like in the 3D show builder. So, we're going to add that to show. Alright, next thing I want to find is, from the Patriotic Medley assortment, I want the Battle Hymn of the Republic. Now, one thing I discovered is that if you search that as an individual cake, because it comes as part of an assortment, you won't find it on its own. So we do need to look for the Patriotic Medley, and we're going to add that right to the show. And then, actually, I want to shoot those two cakes again, but simultaneously for the next part of the show. So what I'm going to do is go back to this part, the search, and put in Statue of Liberty, add another, and I'm going to add in another Patriotic Medley. And then, after that, at least as far as things are looking right now, I want to put in a one of the Compound V Green Glitter Mine to Gold Willows, the 200-gram compound cake they've got. So, let's type in Compound V. Now, they do have some combos here that they suggest that will preload for you. And then if you keep scrolling down, you can get what you want here. So we're going to add that to show. I'm going to add a few more cakes in, but let's skip ahead and see what the show building part looks like. We're getting into parts of the show that I really haven't decided yet. So if you look over here on the right side of the screen, you've got an Ignite summary. Now, once again, I am not using an Ignite, but this software is set up to work with that. So all good. If we continue to scroll down, we have start and end times for each individual cake. Now, I don't want one cake to go and then another cake to go. I want them to overlap. So what I'm going to do is we've got Statue of Liberty that starts at 0 and ends at 19 seconds. I'm going to change 19 seconds to 15 seconds and save that, and that will automatically add the duration of this to begin when I want it to start while this is still going on. So now we've got 30 seconds here. Then we've got, so remember we had to put in the whole patriotic medley. I really only want this cake. So what I'm going to do is delete this cake. This is where you can do this part. And delete this cake. So now I've only got the Battle Hymn of the Republic out of the 3 cakes from the patriotic medley assortment. That's going to start at 15 and end at 30 seconds. It goes pretty quick. But I wanted to shoot both Statue of Liberty and the Battle Hymn of the Republic at the same time for the kind of second set or second cue on my firing system. And I don't want this to end before this begins. So we are going to set this to start at 27 seconds. And we will also set the Battle Hymn of the Republic to start at 27 seconds. Then, as these two are drawing to a close, I want the Compound V green glitter to start. So, of the two of these, the Statue of Liberty will end 4 seconds after the Battle Hymn of the Republic, at 46 seconds. So, if this starts at 42 seconds, that's 4 seconds of overlap. And I think I like that, so I'm going to leave that as it is. Then I've got 2 Green Mountain Boys I want to start at the same time. Now that you've seen how I've added my cakes in and played with the timing to get them how I like, let's skip ahead to the 3D simulation. Everything. We've got all our fireworks in. Let's take a look at the 3D demo and see what it's going to look like. So you can see what's shooting down here in the corner. We've got the Statue of Liberty going right now. And as this is drawing to a close, we should have the Battle Hymn of the Republic begin. There it goes. So we've got a nice little overlap there. And right as that finishes, the next Statue of Liberty and Battle Hymn of the Republic start together. Here comes our Compound V. All right, Pyros. Well, we've got everything kind of organized and put into the system. It's a lot of stuff. So you're probably wondering, hey, John, how are you going to do all that on 12 cues with a little P12 system? Well, the answer is, I'm not. I didn't do it on 12 cues. I did it on 10. And let's take a look at all this stuff, and I'll show you how I did it with only 10 cues. So this is how the show is set up, and each cue number is marked. This is more for video than for personal reference, because these Post-it notes will probably fall off between here and Pyro Camp. But if you look, we've got cue number 1 is our Statue of Liberty. Cue number 2 is our Stars and Stripes Forever. But then for cue number 3, so I am going to be direct matching these cakes. But then for cue number 3, I also have marked front because we've got angles here for the Stars and Stripes Forever cake. Look at this. They're fused together. So I am going to hook my firing system up right here, and we're going to fire our, this is half-second and inch fuse. So it will hit the Statue of Liberty first, and then you've really got like, 4 inches, maybe 5, so 2 seconds or so until it starts hitting the fuse for the next cake in line. So there's quite a bit of little fusing chicanery going on. Then that's going to go into the compound V, as we saw on the software in our plans, with the green glitter. These are nice compound cakes because it is quite easy to connect the fuses together and light them with a single cue on the firing system. Then we are going to have 2 cues for the Green Mountain Boys cakes. As I mentioned earlier, basically I have 10-foot cords for my MJG wire, and I am going to have them spaced as far apart as possible while being direct matched. Fortunately, because it's not an angled cake, I can have the side with the fuse turned in and try and get them as far apart as possible that way. But that will take 2 cues for both of those guys. And if we look underneath these, here we have basically a mini cake board. All right, so the fuse is right here. This is 1 second an inch pink safety fuse. So this is going to hook up with a fuse connect just like you would hook up a mortar rack. It's going to burn in here and hit both of these almost simultaneously. And then I think there's probably too much shadow because I have the fuse going on the inside. You've got about 5 or 6 inches of fuse, which equals 5 or 6 seconds. Well, these are going before it gets over and hits the first of the American Heartlands. And then you've really only got another second and a half before the second American Heartland starts going up. So there's 4 cakes on 1 fuse right there. So these are going to go off, and then we're going to get back to our cues so I can step fire and time things myself. Number 8 cue will be the Compound V Gold Tails to Gold Willows, like we discussed in our plans. And that is going to go up, and while that is firing, we're going to fire number 9, Celtic Thunder, about halfway through the compound cake, and that will go straight up in between the 2 of these, which is going to look really pretty, I think. I did want to show you guys this. This is a really nifty thing that Superior does. If you open this up, now, I don't know if you can see or not, there's this blue tape down here. I have already taped the fuses together to this as well as the green glitter compound cake so that I can hook my fuse connect right to my firing system. But if we open this box up, there are these handles in here, and you can actually lift this whole compound cake out to set it up in your field and get it ready to go. Very convenient, very nice. This is actually the only Showline / Great American product in the whole show that I have not recorded an individual demo of. So to interject in the middle here, all of this stuff, every single item here, if you haven't seen a demo yet on the Vermont Pyro Boys, there is already a individual cake demo or canister demo recorded. So none of this stuff is brand new with the exception of the Compound V. And this is the only one I have, so we won't have a demo of this forthcoming unless I buy another one down the road. After the Celtic Thunder, or in the middle of the Celtic Thunder, we're going to move into what's hopefully going to be feeling like our finale. And I've got a mixture of cans from Manhattan Project and Heavy Ordnance kits. Every time I do a canister demo, I talk about how I love to cherry pick, and that is exactly what I did. Once again, I am shooting for green and gold primary for the colors here. So I've picked a lot of green strobe canisters and willow canisters to go up with this stuff. The way I fused it is I've got this, this is kind of my medium speed fuse. This is C Lincoln Whip. It goes 9 to 13 seconds per foot. So a little bit faster than the last pink fuse that I had. But that's cool because it's the finale, so fast is good. So we're going to hook our fuse connect up right here. As I was getting going on this, I realized this comes straight down here. And where these fuses connect, you've got this much space before the first can, and you have this much space before the first can over this way. So actually, if you look in here, I do have, this is White C Lincoln Whip Instant Fuse from about the same distance here as you have the distance to get to that fuse right there. So it's a little bit of a boost to get over to the first fuse of this canister, as well as on the other side. Both of these are set at about a 17-degree angle, which should fill my field up nicely. And then we've got the 9 to 13 second an inch fuse going straight up the line for our first 4 rows. Now, this is an interesting thing that I did too, and we'll see how it plays out. If you look at this side, you've got 1, 2, 3 space. Same over here, a mirror. If you look at this side, you've got 1 space, 2, 3. Then, when you get to this 3rd row, all of them switch to the family fireworks fuse, which is a 1/2 second an inch. So hopefully we will be getting these going up much more rapid fire than these. We're going to see how it all works out. It's really another instance of Uncle Johnny's crazy fusing, which if you guys have been watching for a little while, you're probably getting used to by now. So it is a little crazy, and we're going to see how it goes. All this stuff is almost ready to go. I haven't poked my holes in my cakes yet for the direct match, but I will do that before we leave. We've looked at the show on the show builder in the 3D animation now. We've got everything planned out and ready to go. So let's take all this stuff up to Pyro Camp, hook it all up to the P12, and see how closely we can match what we got with using the Superior Fireworks Show Builder. Really pretty fun experiment, on top of getting a little fireworks show to boot. So we're going to take it up there and see how everything goes. Ready, folks? Let's light the fuse right now. Here we go. Here we go, Vermont Celebration. Woo! Look at the green glitter mines go. Nice. Looks like the cake board didn't go. Wow. Wow. All right. One little pop. That was it. That was it. All right, Pyros. Well, that was pretty fun. At least the parts that worked. I mean, you know, it's always a real bummer when I put so much time, as you clearly saw that I did, into a little spectacle like this, and then one little piece of the puzzle doesn't quite work. But let's take a look and find out what happened with that cake board anyway. All right, Pyro, so if we look, we do see that our cake board didn't go, which is a little disappointing because that was 4 things. So, you know what that means. Oh, look, looks like the match fired. I guess it just didn't ignite that fuse. So, anyway, we're going to light it and run away fast. Well, still beautiful, and that would have added a whole extra minute onto the show. Too bad it didn't work out. So there it is. For what it was still a really good time, and I really enjoyed all of the pieces that worked. It was fun even going down and lighting that cake board later. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Make sure and send a note in the comments if you made it through this whole video. Let me know, did you like this style where it's a longer video but I showed you every step of the process? Did you find it informative or at least entertaining? I've got a couple more ideas for mini shows, and I kind of want to do more of them just for myself to shoot for the end of the summer. So let me know what your thoughts are as far as how I put content together for you guys. This is a small channel, so the bonus is I get to look at every one of you guys' comments. I always like to write you back, and I really do like to listen to your suggestions about how I put these things together because it's fun for me to do that. So thanks again for watching the Vermont Pyro Boys. Hope you enjoyed our Vermont Celebration. Happy Bennington Battle Day. Come to Vermont if you get a chance because it's a great place, and we'll see you next time right here on the Vermont Pyro Boys. Peace!